Most people think that you need an abundant amount of money to start a business, but that is not the case. In this video, I'm not here to tell you it's easy to start a business, because that's not what I'm saying. It's not easy to start a business, it's not easy to strive for success, and it's not easy to make money. But what good in life comes with ease? Everything that comes good is hard. I'm 20 years old and I was able to successfully achieve my platinum and gold card with American Express. How's that? Because I leveraged my credit. And credit is such an important topic when you get into business, no matter what age you are, because you can realistically start any business with very limited funding and cash available in your hand. By the way, I hope you guys like the new setup. I just moved into this new house, just got everything set up. This desk took me like 2 hours to set up, but anyways, let's get into the video. I really want to show you how you can use basically other people's money, the bank's money, to fund your business and start making thousands of dollars a month, so you'll be able to afford your own penthouse, able to afford your own cars, or whatever in life you might need. Because at the end of the day, we get one life, right? We only get one life, so we want to take advantage of it and we want to work hard. Personally, I don't know about you, but I would rather work hard right now and enjoy my time later versus enjoy my time right now and having to work hard later with no direction at an old age because I wasted my time that I was given right now. I always say the saying, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is right now. So take advantage of right now. What are you waiting for? God gave you the ability to wake up, eat, breathe, see, hear, and you're just taking all that for granted. Don't take anything for granted. All this stuff can be taken away in literally just 1 second. So let me get into the video. I'm talking about credit. How to fund your business with 0% APR cards. So let me explain to you what a 0% APR card. This is a 0% APR credit card from Chase Bank. This is the Chase Business Inc. credit card. What does a card like this do? So that card I just showed you has a $15,000 limit. So what does 0% APR mean? 0% APR means you have to pay 0% interest, intro APR. APR is basically interest for whatever the term on the card it gave you. Let's say, for instance, you get a 12-month 0% APR credit card. That means you have to pay 0% interest on the balance that's owed on the credit card for the first 12 months. So on this card, I have a $15,000 limit. I can spend that whole $15,000 and not have to pay it off until at the end of the 12 months with 0% interest. But if you pay it off after the 12 months or after the time limit that the card gives you, then you will start incurring interest. Like I was telling you guys, those who are new, I'm 20 years old. I started an Airbnb arbitrage business at the age of 18 years old. Airbnb arbitrage is where I find a property for rent. I reach out to the owner and I ask permission to list the property on Airbnb. Once I get the okay, I furnish the property and then I list it on Airbnb. You might ask, how do you get funding to furnish the property? How do you get funding to rent the property? So I just talked about the 0% APR credit funding. If you have good credit, and it's not the end of the world if you don't have good credit, you can build it. If you have good credit or decent credit, you will be able to pull this funding, be able to fund a business. I started my Airbnb arbitrage business like 2 years ago and I invested into my first property. It was $6,000 to $8,000. $8,000 was first month's rent. And I was able to put these expenses on credit cards just like these, but specifically this one because this is a 0% APR card. These came after. Now I can fund my units with my own cash because I have enough cash built up from the profits that I built off using other people's money, aka 0% APR credit cards. That's literally how I started my whole business, using the bank's money. There's good debt and calculated risk, and there's bad debt with risk. I incur good debt on this credit card for an Airbnb property that's gonna make me 100% return. So that property I told you about that I invested $8,000 into, that would make me about $16,000 in profit within the first 6 months. And keep in mind, this was a very good property. Not every single property is gonna profit you that much money. So with this 6 months, I was able to pay back the $8,000 that I borrowed for a bank and also pocket $8,000 profit after all expenses. And listen, the $16,000 isn't revenue. The $16,000 I was talking about is straight profit. And let's say you make $1,000 in profit per month and you make $6,000 in profit within 6 months. That's still very, very good. And within 12 months, you make $12,000 and you're able to pay that $8,000 off and you're left with $4,000 cash money in your pocket. And some people might look, oh, that's risky, that's risky. What in life can you do without taking a risk and making a lot of money? Listen, if you invest this same $8,000 in the stock market and make 5% on your return in the S&P 500 yearly, you're still taking a risk. The stock and the money can go to shit. Just like you investing into Airbnb, it's not gonna go to shit if you take a calculated risk and you know how much this property is going to make. And free game right here, you can use websites like AirDNA to actually estimate how much a property is going to make. After you get your potential revenue, how much your property is going to make, for example, let's say it's going to make $5,000 a month. And let's say the property that you're looking at is $2,000 a month in rent. Let's say another $300 for utilities. Now we're at $2,300. Another $500 for cleaning. Now we're at $2,800. And another $200 for miscellaneous costs. Now we're at $3,000 in expenses. So for this property, we said it was going to make $5,000 a month in revenue. We minus the $3,000 in expenses. We're left with $2,000 in profit. And listen, I'm fully transparent with you because I'm not going to tell you bullshit like, oh, the $5,000 that you make from the property you put in your pocket. No, there's revenue and there's profit. Revenue doesn't really matter. Profit is what matters. Say a restaurant business. On average, restaurants probably average 10 to 20% profits. The restaurant's profiting anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 a month. And right, the owner of the restaurant will say, hey, I'm making $20,000 a month, but how much do you actually get to pocket in your pocket? So when you're going to Airbnb deals, don't go into every single deal. Even with my students, the students that are in my mentorship that are learning directly from me, I don't tell them to hop into every single deal. You never want to hop into every single deal. That's the last decision you want to make. You don't want to get too excited because a landlord said, oh, you can operate in this property. First, you got to look at the property, the location of the property, what the property looks like from the inside. What type of landlord is renting to you? Is he a cool person? Is he a bad person? Is he a slumlord? Is he gonna make renovations or is he not? You also gotta estimate how much does this property gonna cost you every single month? What are the expenses looking like every single month? So there's outlying factors, and with the right information, you're gonna be able to go into a deal confidently knowing that it's gonna make money. But the one thing I'm not gonna tell you to do is go into a deal blindly. Just like anything in business, it could be Amazon FBA, Airbnb, stock. You're not gonna throw your money in a random stock you don't even know about and expect this stock to just grow and make money. This is a real business, which makes real money if you operate it correctly. But you need to understand, you need to learn, you need to humble yourself. Listen, humble yourself before God humbles you. And you might ask, why shouldn't I get a personal loan? Listen, a personal loan can come with high interest. And you also want to put this credit card funding under your business account so then it's not under your actual social security number. The card is actually going to be under your EIN, the employer identification number. An employer identification number is basically a social security number for your business itself, for your LLC or your S Corp. So this can ensure you have limited liability going into deals, and also a piece of free game, you want to sign leases with your LLC. Hey, by the way, make sure you follow my Instagram right now. Follow my Instagram, tap in with me. You can also DM me with any and all questions. I'm always open to answering your guys' questions in the DM. My pen data just broke. I'm so motivated and I'm so hungry and I'm recording this video that my thumb is so fucking strong that I just broke this pen. So just for that, me breaking my favorite pen, you guys better leave a like on the video right now. Don't want to go for a personal loan. You want to go for 0% APR financing. And it doesn't have to be 12 months. It can be 12 months, 15 months, 18 months, or even 24 months. That means the money you borrow from the bank, they can give you up to 24 months to pay it back. And typically with Airbnb, you always want to go for deals that give you 100% return on your money within the first year. So that means if you're investing $10,000 into furnishings and rent, you want to be able to profit that $10,000 within the first year, which typically you always can. I only go for properties where I know I'm gonna profit at least $1,000 a month. It's fine to go below $1,000 a month, but that's typically my threshold that I don't wanna go below. So this is exactly how to secure your first Airbnb with using 0% APR finance. Step one, you're obviously going to apply for 0% APR cards, and you want to make sure they're soft pull so it don't affect your credit. Search up on ChatGPT 0% APR credit card options, and it's gonna give you a whole list. Apply for at least 2 cards. You're gonna probably be able to get at least $10,000 in funding. With $10,000, that's plenty of money to fund your first Airbnb. Step number 2 is secure your first property. Call up landlords, do cold calls, get your pitch correctly. And I have the pitches in my inner circle mentorship group if that's something you were interested in. I typically teach my mentees to train the landlord into thinking that they need you versus you needing them. At the end of the day, you fulfill all their needs and desires and the things that they're looking for. They're looking to fill up their property, they're looking for less wear and tear, and they're looking for reliable income every single month. And you can check all these boxes for them, then you're gonna be in the green. I'll typically go for 1 or 2 bedrooms when you're starting out because you can conserve your cash. Probably 2 bedrooms are the best. The reason I say that, the more bedrooms you add on, the more money you're gonna spend on furnishings. And if you're balling on a budget, then I'll go for 1 or 2 bedrooms. Preferably 2 bedrooms because they can typically bring about 33% more revenue than a 1-bedroom would, depending on the city though. So make sure you run your numbers correctly. So once you find a property, once you get the landlord to say yes, then you're negotiate terms. You're gonna negotiate lease terms. You're gonna negotiate how long the lease is. You're gonna negotiate how much you're paying. You're gonna negotiate the safety deposit, and that's free game. People don't know that you can negotiate these things, but if you have the right negotiation tactics, you can truly do it, especially during a slow season month when the landlord's struggling to find a tenant. Step 3 is gonna be setting up your property. It's gonna be furnishing it correctly, gonna be designing it correctly, making sure you get those photographs, professional photography, to make sure you are maximizing your listing on Airbnb. Step number 4, optimize and automate your business. I can't stress this enough. Whenever you start an Airbnb business, the whole point is to work on your business versus in your business. You don't want to be doing the cleaning. You don't want to be doing the handiwork. You don't want to be doing the online computer work. You got a virtual assistant for the online computer work. You have a handyman for the handiwork. You have cleaners for the cleaning. And you have softwares to assign those cleans to the cleaners. You also have software dynamic pricing in order to price your unit correctly to stay competitive and fill up your calendars. The automations are key to your business to make sure you have a successful listing and a successful business for your Airbnbs. Also, something I can't stress enough, make sure your listing's on point. Copywriting is on point, the photos are on point, the description's on point, the reviews are on point. With all these things, you literally cannot lose money. All you can do is profit. You just need to run it correctly. Just like I said, this is a business. It's a hospitality business. You can't just treat it like, I'm just gonna go resell. I'm just gonna go grab something from ebay.com and go fucking resell it on Facebook. No, this isn't fucking reselling. This is a true business that you need to actually set up correctly. With the right guidance, you will set up correctly. Don't be afraid to invest into yourself. If you're afraid to invest into yourself, if you're afraid to invest into business, then entrepreneurship truly is not for you. Just like people go to college and they invest into college, invest into courses and their classes, you can invest into mentorships to learn from another's mistakes. When I first started, I invested into a mentorship to know what I know. But does that mean I didn't make my own mistakes? No, I still had to make my own mistakes. When you learn from one of two things. Your mentor's mistakes that he taught you from so you don't have to make the same ones. And then you learn from your own mistakes. But make sure whenever you make mistakes, try not to make the same mistake again, because why are you not learning? Why are you not learning? Make sure you're learning from the mistakes that you're making. But like I was saying, you can literally use other people's money. You don't have to have a whole bunch of cash to start this business. I started this business at 18 years old, and if I did it, you can too, no matter what age you are. If you have decent credit and you have access to 0% APR cards, Airbnb is the business for you. Honestly, you can really make a great income from this business. Someone asked me on my previous YouTube video, someone said, John, do you still use credit or do you use your own cash? Look, I'll still put stuff on my credit card. Look, this is my Amex right now. I have $5,500 and it's only the 18th of the month. It's probably gonna run up to $7,000. But the thing is, did I put this on a 12-month 0 APR credit card? No, I put it on my Platinum Amex and I'm gonna pay it off. Listen, if you have cash and you don't wanna borrow money from a bank, then I recommend you still use a credit card because you will still get points. You'll literally get free points. Look, I have 83,000 points right now. That's probably like $1,000 worth of points. I can take a trip with that much money. If you're not utilizing your credit card on money you're already gonna spend, I don't know what you're doing. But with the Airbnb business, you can start with a 0% APR card. Now I'm making 50, 60, 70K a month, depending on the season, because Airbnb is kind of seasonal. And listen, if you want to take action, actually want to learn about this business personally from me one-on-one, click the link in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you truly found this video valuable. I spit so much game in these videos, and the people that watch it know how authentic I try to be with these videos. I try to show you how much the expenses are. I show you the revenue. I don't just tell you, oh, this is all profits. No, you're getting into a business. You're actually gonna have to put in the work. There's nothing in life that's gonna come easy. But this business is very valuable. It can make you a shit ton of money if you do it correctly. Just wait, because I have a whole bunch of shit for you guys coming. That's gonna be pretty cool, because I know you guys fuck with the cool videos. Right here, look, we're certified now. We got the John Aziz, but look. What do we also have? The Quran. Just like I leave you guys at the end of every single video, make sure you pray to God. If you like this video, leave a comment and follow my Instagram. Follow my Instagram right now. If you're not following my Instagram right now, I don't even know what you're doing. As I leave you guys with the end of every single video, make sure you pray to God. Without God, we are nothing. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm out.